Hi there guys, welcome back to another video in the month of Retrobrown. We are on episode 11 here of this month with Kingler, episode 56 of the Kanto runs. This is going to be an interesting one as well because unlike most water Pokemon in Gen 1, Kingler is not really a special attacker. As you can see from its base stats there, we have a total of 475, majority of which is put into attack and defense. I mean, look at the attack stat on that, like flipping heck, 130? Absolutely phenomenal. And that's reflected in its moveset as well. So, as you can see with the starting moveset, we, actually, before I say that, we're actually going to go with one of our longest running subscribers for the rival today, and that is M3 David, which I think she's actually changed her name to Selena on YouTube. So, I'm sorry, I'd rather record that before you changed it, but yeah, you are the rival for this fight. So, Kingler's going to be our choice for today. And we're going to go with Venusaur for the final rival. We're going to go with the nickname Cookie because of how it talks in the anime. And this Cookie monster is definitely going to dominate this entire run. We start off with some fantastic moves as well. For Brock, we've got Bubble, we've got Vice Grip to take advantage of that incredible attack stat. But we're also not going to learn another move until level 35. Or is it level 20? Level 25, we get Guillotine, which as well will be a fantastic move to be using. So let's move straight to Brock because we're a water-type Pokemon, minimum battles at this point, and this is the difference between the Omnite run that I've just done and the the Kingler as you see right here. We didn't one-shot any of his Pokemon, but if you remember in the Omnite run when we had Water Gun, we were one-shotted both his Pokemon first time at minimum battles. We managed to beat him still without losing any HP, and we move on to the next part of the run. So we do pick up Bite here. We might actually need to use it at some point, but yeah. Let's see how we do. Moving through minimum battles, when you come to the Super Nerd in Mount Moon, there's a quicker way that speedrunners seem to go about this. They beat this guy up, and then they go for the Helix Fossil, because if you need to go for the Dome Fossil, it's very, very intricate, but it's actually a few more frames worth of time that you're losing because you have to go for that Dome Fossil. So it's easy to go for the Helix Fossil. He takes the Dome. Then you move on to to Nugget Bridge. We are going to go against the rival first here because with our big attack stat, we're going to do really well against his Pokemon. Vice Grip is a fantastic move. It's 55 base power, and for the early game, perfect move to be using. We don't even get sand attacked by that Pidgeotto, and we sweep through his team with relative ease. The worst thing that could have happened here is if that Rattata had used Quick Attack. He doesn't, and a few Vice Grips is going to take down the Bulbasaur. Even with trying to nerf our attack, we still power through at level 17. And that brings us on to Misty. So considering we've got decent attack, we don't really need to use our water moves. We should do alright here. We're level 18 after going through Nugget Bridge. It's going to take us 2 Vice Grips taking down the Staryu. We are going to use Leer against the Starmie. Because we're a water-type Pokemon, you're not going to see her using Water Gun or Bubble Beam. She's only really going to use Tackle, which means that we get a chance to set up a few Leers, then take her down with Vice Grip. So at level 19, we're already sailing through this run. We pick up Bubble Beam as well, which is a good coverage move that will replace Bubble, and we've actually got a decent water move now to be using. So Pidgeotto on the SSM, we're going to go in. We've taught Body Slam, of course. Finally, another Pokemon that can learn Body Slam. Perfect. And at level 25, we can pick up the move Guillotine. So we're going to get rid of Bubble at this point. And even at this early stage, we have got a one-shot KO move, which is amazing. It's going to help us out in so many points this run. Even though we miss 3 times in a row here. 4th time, we actually get the KO. And it would have been quicker there to have used Body Slam. But I actually quite like the one-hit KO moves. They're quite fun to use. Moving on to Lieutenant Surge, who has the worst gimmick in his gym, which is trying to find the 2 switches in these bins. I hate trying to find those switches. It just slows down your run so much, and you can never predict where it is. And I don't know what it is about maybe the ROM that I'm using, but whenever it says, oh, the switch is right next to the one you've just got, 9 times out of 10 it isn't. It's on the other side of the bloody room. Now I've had my rant about that. Cookie has also lost to Surge, so Surge has gone from private back to lieutenant. This time around though, we are going to change that. So we're at level 26 going into the Raichu, and of course we should have been using Body Slam the entire time. We get the paralysis and take him down without any problem on the second try. This now brings us through to the next part of the run. When you're on the underground between Lavender and Celadon, you can actually pick up a hidden elixir. It's on that bottom row about halfway along, so always check for that, because you'll need that for the Elite Four when you're going through that. Moving through to Erica, we do have the type disadvantage here. We can learn Ice Beam, but even with that, Body Slam is still our most powerful move. We could have used Guillotine, but with the 30% chance, it wasn't worth it in this instance, but we still lose anyway, thanks to Razor Leaf. I don't know what it's been, but you guys have seen the last few videos. Erica has been the big blocker on these last few. I mean, we are using a lot of water-type Pokemon in these last few videos, but still, come on. Why is Erica the one that is giving me the most issues in these Gen 1 runs? When we get through the Vileplume, I've had enough. We go for Guillotine. We slice off the petals on its head, and we can move on to Giovanni. With his Rock-type Pokemon, we are not going to have a problem whatsoever. Ice Beam is a one-hit KO. Rhyhorn, Ice Beam, one-hit KO. Can we one-shot the Kangaskhan? No, we can't. We get a critical hit though. And we still take him down first time. Level 33, it's not a bad level to be at this point in the game. So we pick up the Silph. We're going to go to Lavender Tower and complete that side of the quests. And that then opens up the rest of the game to us. We could really go down to Fuchsia next after we've beaten the rival here. Or we could go over to Silph and do that part of the side quest. To be fair, it's going to be quicker to go to Silph next. But we'll soon see. Ice Beam against the Ivysaur is going to be the best move here. And it's quite nice that we actually get Blizzard as well. That's going to be good for the very final rival fight. So we did actually go over to Silph next, and we're going to see how we do against the rival again. Pidgeot is the first Pokemon. We're level 37 as well. She goes for a quick attack, and 2 Ice Beams takes her down. Gyarados is next. Can we get the one-hit KO? Just go for Body Slam on this attempt. We are taking a lot of damage, even though we've got a very good defense stat, but we are still taking quite a lot of damage. Bubble Beam doesn't even take out the Growlithe in one because of our low special. It's crazy that our special is our lowest stat, but there's worse stats to have it in, to be fair. So, last up is the Venusaur, and we're going to go for Guillotine. We don't hit it on the 2 hits there, and we'll actually lose. Might have had a chance if I went for a different move, but one-hit KO moves have got low accuracy. It does come down to complete luck at the end of the day with them. So, Cookie, let's see how you do on this second attempt. 2 Ice Beams takes down the Pidgeot. Next up, we miss the Guillotine on the Gyarados. We miss it twice. And we hit it on the third one. That's not good. We've got 44 HP left to take out all his Pokemon. We misclick and go for Ice Beam instead of Bubble Beam. But we still take it down without losing any HP. We're level 38 now. And Alakazam is out. So Body Slam is the best move to use here. It's a one-hit KO. Can we get a one-hit KO with Guillotine now? We do, and we take him down. Cookie, you've just I wanted to do a really funny quip there about taking a cookie out the cookie jar, but that I've recorded so many of these videos and so much audio today that my voice is starting to hurt. Can't get my words out properly. That's what happens when you try and do a full month of videos. You have to prepare so quickly in advance. Loads of videos going out at once, loads of audio all at the same time. Yeah, I'll stop complaining. I put myself through this. I'm a bit of a masochist in that way. And let's go back to the Giovanni fight. But wait, we can't because it's already over. We got quite a few freezes in that battle as well. So, Cookie has defeated Silph. Where are we going to go next? Most likely, I will usually go over to Sabrina next because it's quicker to go this route round instead of going to Fuchsia, tracking back, then going over to Cinnabar Island. It's quicker to go against Sabrina straight after Silph. And as I think I showed you in the other video, this is the quickest route to get to Sabrina without even going against any trainers. Now we're here. Let's see how we do. So, Kadabra is up first. Considering our speed isn't the greatest, we aren't going to outspeed and we do take big damage. Next up is Mr. Mime. We do outspeed this Pokemon, but then it sets up a barrier which is not great. Venomoth is next, and yeah, we do get paralysed as well. And we're not looking great here, we don't even see the Alakazam on this attempt. So next, let's try this, change this up a little bit. So we know we're going to get hit by Psybeam. We know we're going to take it out in one. Mr. Mime is next, and this time it goes for Confusion, so we actually do have no defensive set up for them, and we can one-shot that Venomoth. We get hit by... she goes for Recover twice. And then Reflect. Flipping heck. Sabrina's AI was not good there. We really should have lost that one, but you know what? I'm going to take the win. Let's run with it. Next up is Koga. And this could be a bit of a problem. Yes, we've got good defenses, but even if we get hit by Explosion, it might not be the best scenario. We have learned Crab Hammer now at level 42, so we have our most powerful water type move that we can use. Because it's also a physical attacking move as well, that works in our favour. So as you can see here, we're pretty much one-shotting everything. Level 43 going against the Weezing. And we miss our Crab Hammer. So we're going to switch to Body Slam, we miss that as well. Sludge hits, and we're not doing very much. So I go for the Hail Mary, and we miss the Guillotine, so we lose. If we hadn't been poisoned then, we probably would have done alright. But we know Crab Hammer's going to take out these coffins now in one hit. Mucket's going to take 2 hits. And thankfully we didn't have Crab Hammer disabled. We get through to the Weezing again pretty comfortably with decent amount of HP. We're going to go for Crab Hammer, it does a lot of damage. And we take it out in 2. And actually ended up being quite an easy win. That now leaves us on to the rest of the gym leaders, and Blaine of course is not going to be a problem whatsoever. Cookie is going to Crab Hammer each one of these into the dirt, eat them up, crumble up the crumbs, and yeah, I don't know why I'm trying to do some puns, it's not working for me today. Okay, so Arcanine takes it down, and we've beaten 7 gym leaders. So let's see what we do against Giovanni. Giovanni is a ground type gym leader with some rock types and some poison types thrown in. He's not going to be too much of a problem for our moveset, even with our low special. We outspeed most things. We're at level 47 here. Crab Hammer is going to do big damage against Nidoqueen and Nidoking as well. If we can one-shot the Nidoqueen, we can one-shot the Nidoking. And as you can see, the later we're getting into this run, the less and less I'm actually using Guillotine. I'm still keeping it on the move roster, because it might be needed in upcoming fights, especially with the Elite Four coming up. But before we can even go against the Elite Four, we have the rival on the west of Viridian. Now this is usually quite a difficult fight, really. So we're going to start off using Ice Beam. Best move to be using in this circumstance. Our high defenses are now starting to play into effect, and we're not taking much damage from any of the physical type attacks. Gyarados is still going to be a bit of a problem. This is why we've kept Guillotine, because it's a one-hit KO move. We miss twice, annoyingly. 3 times, annoyingly. 4 times. We miss every attack, and we lose. You've got to be kidding me. Come on, Cookie, you can do this. Right, let's do this again. Ice Beam. Takes down the Pidgeot. Next up is the Rhyhorn. I'm going to go for Ice Beam again. Next up is Gyarados. Guillotine hits this time, finally. We could also learn Harden here, because that could utilise the Badge Boost glitch, but I'm going to endeavour not to use it in this attempt. So, Body Slam the Growlithe down. Alakazam's up next, and Body Slam or Crab Hammer would do well. He does set up a Reflect, which is very annoying, but we get a critical hit to take him down. Last up is Venusaur. I go for Guillotine with the Hail Mary, and we have got the win. So we're actually doing alright. I mean, we're actually getting through this game pretty quickly, to be fair. Next up is Loreline. We don't really have a good answer for any of the Pokemon. What I am going to do, though, is teach myself Swords Dance, because I'm not using this just for the Badge Boost glitch. In fact, Badge Boost glitch wasn't even on my mind. It's because I want to be able to one-shot things just with physical attacking moves. So that is the reason why we're using Swords Dance. We're not using it for badge boost glitch, although it's unavoidable that that happens. But using Swords Dance, we sweep through her team completely carefree in the world. And that's what I like to see. I like to see us sweeping completely carefree. That brings us on to Bruno. I'm not even gonna heal, not even gonna save. Let's go into this fight and decimate his team. So Crab Hammer is super effective against Onyx. We can start using Body Slam against the Hitmonchan. It doesn't take it out in one though, so this is why we needed Swords Dance. Ice Punch would be very annoying if it froze. Thankfully in this attempt it doesn't. 2 Swords Dance seems to be more than enough to take down any of the Pokemon. I misclicked for Body Slam there. Crab Hammer takes it out. Last up is Machamp, and Crab Hammer critical hits, so the badge boost doesn't play into effect. After that though, we still take the win first time and we can move on to Agatha. Now with how annoying she has been on the last few runs, this could go really wrong. But because we've got high attack and Crab Hammer is a good move, we get 1 or 2 Swords Dances up, we might be able to sweep quite easily here. So we do get confused. I'm going to try and freeze. So we get confused and put to sleep. Please use Haze. There we go. Okay, so we've actually lost all of that Swords Dance that we were doing, and we get put back to sleep. Dream Eater takes us out, and Cookie's dream was eaten. Let's try that again. I can't decide whether that was bad RNG or just bad strategy, but we weren't also keeping an eye on our PP management. Confuse rate is annoying as hell, and then we get put straight to sleep and Dream Eatered. Not the greatest start, and we take ourselves out again. So that's 2 losses in a row to Agatha. Can we get the win on the 3rd try? So, I don't really know what the best play is here. If we can freeze that Gengar, we can set up. But the chances of that is 10%. We don't get it in those first few hits. And she just keeps taking down our HP. And takes us out again. So that's 4 losses to Agatha. It's getting really tedious. And I spent more time on Agatha than any other portion of the game. It was very draining. It was very debilitating. But finally, when we did get the good RNG, it came down to a different strategy, really. Crabhammer was more reliable to get through the Gengars. And we could try and get the freezers, but they just weren't happening for us in this run. Body Slam, we were hoping for the paralysis. We hit ourselves in confusion again. And we still don't take out the goal back with all of this. It's really annoying how annoying this team is. How many times can I say annoying in the same sentence? This was the best attempt that we had. We finally got through to the final Gengar. Once we've set up a few Swords Dances on the Arbok, she switches into Gengar. Ice Beam freezes the Gengar finally. And we can just take our time and take him out. She switches back into Arbok and we take the fight. Level 58, we beat Agatha. And we can move on to Lance, the Dragon-type trainer. Biggest problem on his team again is going to be that Gyarados. We don't have a move which can hard counter it. So we're going to have to see how quickly we can get through. So Cookie starts off and we are going to go for the Swords Dance. They go for Leah, we go Swords Dance again. So now we've set up 2, that should be more than enough to sweep this entire team. Especially with just using Body Slam as well. We don't even need to use Ice Beam here. Especially, well actually against the Aerodactyl it's better to use Blizzard. And then Dragonite comes out and 4 times effective Blizzard takes it out. I'm really starting to lose respect for Lance with how tough he is in Gen 1. In Gen 2 he is far, far superior in my opinion. Even though he's got much lower level Pokemon, but either way, let's fight the rival. Let's see if we can beat him first time. We're level 59 here. We're going to set up a Swords Dance. Set up 2 Swords Dances and she goes for Sky Attack. So we need to take her out there. Next up is Alakazam and we should outspeed it now. I misclicked on Blizzard there. I really should have went for Body Slam. So Body Slam will now take it out. Rhydon is up next and Blizzard is the best player here. It's a one-shot KO and we're on to the Gyarados. So Body Slam is the best move to use there. And we level up. So we still got our attack increases but we've lost any speed increases. Last up is the Venusaur. And we're going to go for Body Slam. We got a critical hit and she uses Razor Leaf. And at the last moment, Razor Leaf takes us down. We were so close there on that first attempt against the rival. What do we need to do differently? Well, what we need to do differently is make sure we don't level up in the middle of the battle. We used one of our rank candies to start at level 60, and then we started our next attempt. Alakazam does big damage with the Psybeam, but one Body Slam paralyzes it, 2 takes it down. Rhydon is next, and we start setting up our Swords Dancers here. We do get more badge boosters because of the Leers that they're doing on us, and thankfully Fury Attack doesn't do too much. Crabhammer takes it down and Gyarados comes out next. Body Slam is a one-hit KO this time. Next is Arcanine, and again it's a one-hit KO. That just brings the last Pokemon that ended our run last time. But because of our setup, one Body Slam flattens the Venusaur, and we can take the win and become the Pokemon League champion. Cookie has had a roller coaster of a run in this attempt, but it was all worth it, because as you'll see here, we finished the game at level 61 and at 3 hours 18 minutes. That is close to Gengar level good. Which I don't think you were expecting when you first came onto this video, that Kingler would get a similar time to Gengar. But as you've seen here, it's possible to do that. It's possible to get close to that time, but Gengar still edges it out. These runs I feel like are going very, very well. We've done a lot of water type Pokemon recently, but this brings us on to what we're going to do next time. I want to see what comes up on the wheel for the next run, and we'll see how this month progresses as we do. We're already nearly 10 days into it. Let's see what we get next time on the wheel. So first up is Seaking. We've just done a Goldeen run recently. I am not doing Seaking yet. Next up is Golduck. Why am I just getting water Pokemon right now? Last up is... oh, come on. Third water Pokemon. Screw it. We're going to go for Golduck. I haven't done any of that line yet. Let's go. If you've got to this point in the video, of course, please smash that like and subscribe button, you legends. Really does help out the channel, and I want to see that subscriber list growing. And next week, well, in a few days, we will see you on the Golduck run. Take care, guys. Appreciate you.